Okay. Welcome to Shareability Uganda e-learning. My name is Nelson Biswamba, taking you through P4 mathematics. And this is a self-study lesson, okay? So in our video today, we shall be able to concentrate on finding the missing numbers. How do you find the missing number, especially when you are given numbers? That means here we shall be able to concentrate more on sequences, which is a subtopic on our recent videos on number patterns. As you can see here, I noted they will have number patterns and sequences. That's where our subtopic is. That means we shall be able to concentrate on finding those numbers. There is number we shall deal more about number sequences by adding. That means for you to get an answer when you are given a number in a sequence, you have to use addition, okay? There's also where we get answers by subtracting the given numbers for you to get the answer under number sequences. We shall be able to understand how do we answer related questions on addition in number sequences. We shall also be able to understand how to get answers by subtracting the same thing on number sequences. But before we go, the formula of getting these answers is we always take every sequences as its own pattern. That means every sequence that might be given you or which will be given you, we shall take it as its own its own pattern. As you can be able to see here, we are going to first deal with the number sequences by adding. That means the answers we are going to get from here are those answers got by multiplying. It might be multiplying that number by itself. It might be adding that number by itself, or it might be adding that number by the next number which is ahead of it. So that's how we shall be dealing with number sequences in adding. So we have an example here. I'll have our example A as it is shown here. We have a 1, we have a 3, we have a 5, then we have a 7, we have a 9. As you can be able to see these numbers, this brings us to the last recent videos. We talked about odd numbers and even numbers. We saw how you can identify whether these numbers are odd or how these numbers are even. So I know everyone is saying you can be able to identify this. Which order of number is this? Is it even or odd numbers? Okay, that is the right answer. Then let's go ahead and see how we can get the next numbers here, because this number is given in sequence, and I was able to tell you that we always take every sequence as its own pattern. Purposely, in addition, for you to find out this number, you first see which number is the next. We have a 3 which is next here, okay, and then we have a 5 which is next here, and we have a 7 which is next here. Then we also have a 9 which is next here. So what you have to first look up about is to see from a 1 and a 3 which number was driven from here, or which number is in between here from 1 to 3. which logic or which operation was applied here for us to get a what? The next number. The same here. So here they are telling you that keep adding 2 for you to get the what? To get the next number. So the logic is to understand which number was added to for them to get a 2. Okay, so here we can say we have our 1, which is our first number, and they added 2, it became a 3. Okay, we have our second number, which is a 3, they added 2, 3 plus 2, they got a what? They got a 5. We have our next number is 5, they added 2, they got a 7. Okay, we have our 7, they added 2, they got a 9. So we can use this concept of adding 2 on all those numbers, then we shall be able to get our next numbers that are asked. Okay, so here they stopped from 5, but they wanted us to get the second number and the third number. Okay, so we can be able to apply now the method here, because when they added 1 to a 2, they got a 3. So we shall also still add these numbers here. When you add a 9, which was the last number here, when you add it to 2, we get a what? We get a 7. We get 11. Then also the number you have got as an answer, you still add 2, you'll be able to get our answer. So in conclusion, then you can say the missing numbers are 11 and 13. That is the concept of how we can get our next number. Okay, let's go ahead and look at other different examples as we see how we can get familiar with these problems of solving the missing number or the next number. Okay, another example is here. This is our example of B. We have a 2. These are the numbers that has been arranged in our sequence. Okay, so we have a 1 here, we have a 2 here, we have a 4 here, we have a 5, we have a 7, we have 8. Then they want us to find the next numbers here. How do we get these next numbers? One, I said that every sequence has its own what? Its own pattern. And you should think about the operations now. The operation, but because for this we are using addition to derive the answer, we shall now think about addition. We shall think about what? Addition. We said another name for addition can mean sum. Okay, so here we shall think about summing up these two numbers, summing up these numbers to come to the next. So what do you think about from a 1 and a 2? Which numbers have been added for us to come with a 2? Okay, which number was added to 2 for us to come up with a 4? Which number was added to 5 for us to come up with a 7? Okay, also which number was added to 7 for us to come up with 8? When you see these numbers, you have to think about those operations. So because here we are dealing with addition, we shall only think about addition. Okay, so here we can see in addition they are saying add 1 then add 2. Okay, they are saying that every start of the number, our number here, we shall be able to add a 1. Okay, when we add 1 plus a 1, which is here, 1 plus 1, we shall be able to get 2. Okay, then they are saying then add 2 begin with. Okay, they are saying after you have added a 1 plus a 1, then you should add the answer plus what? Plus a 2. The answer was 2, which is here, plus the 2 which they have said that we should add. Okay, so in so doing this, we shall be able to get our 4. Okay, then we repeat the sequence. Okay, because our first number was to first add what? Add a 1. Okay, so that means if we have added a 2, we have got a 4. That means we are going to add a 1 to a 4, which is a 4 plus 1. We shall be able to get 5, which is here. Then remember, our second step was also saying we should then add a what? Add a 2. That means in our answer here we're going to add a what? A 2, which is 2. We got a 5, so we are going to add a 2. Then we shall be able to come up with 7. Okay, then our answer 7, we shall be able to add 1. That means we have a sequence of adding 1, adding 2. That means we have a sequence of adding a 1 first, then the answer you add a 2. So that is the sequence that we are going to use. So when you follow that sequence, we shall be able to get our 8 here, because we got our 7 as what? We got our 7 as the answer, so we add 1, shall be able to get 8. Okay, so the 8 we have got, shall be able to add 2, we get what? 10. So whichever numbers they have given you, they may give you like maybe 3 numbers which are missing or 4 numbers which are missing. We shall be able to use the same concept, the same method, the same formula for us to come with our missing numbers. Let's also proceed next to using now subtraction. They will give you a question, or they'll give you a number when the number is what? Is missing, and they want you to apply the operation of what? Of subtraction. Okay, so in this operation we shall be able to see how do you use subtraction. Okay, how do you use subtraction to come up with the missing numbers? Our Roman numeral 1 we have been given, we have 8, we have a 6, we have a 4. Okay, then there is a number which was missing. You can see this number, it is what? It is a 2. Okay, so when you see this, as I earlier said, you first see out I've been given our first number as 8, our second number as what? As 6, our third number is 4. You can see this number from the first to the last, these numbers are reducing. Okay, these numbers are doing what? They are reducing, they are not increasing. If they are increasing, that means we are going to deal with addition. But here these numbers are doing what? Are reducing. That means we are going to apply subtraction. So when you see our first number here, our first number which is 8, our second number which is 6, you can see how they are reducing, but they are reducing by how many? That means we can even get that number by seeing how many, what is the difference between the first number and the second number, this number and the last number. Okay, so when you get the difference, 8 by 8 from 6, 8 minus 6 shall get a 2. Okay, the difference is what? The difference is a 2. So here you can be able to indicate that minus 2 is the what? Is the formula which they are going to use. When you say 8 minus 6, that means shall be able to get 8 minus 6 shall be able to get 2. So the difference is what? The difference is 2. You also still apply the same thing to the next what? To the next number. You say 6 minus 2, we shall be able to get a what? 4. Okay, so the 4 you have got, you say 4 minus 2, you shall be able to get a what? To get a 2. Still, if there are other missing numbers that they wanted you to find out, like here, we shall just say a 2 minus a what? Minus a 2. Then we shall be able to get a what? 0 as our next number, or whatever at all they had given you, the 2 missing numbers. Okay, let's come to our Roman numeral 2. We also have this number. We can see a 20 here. being given as our first number. We can also see 18 being given as our second number. We have a 15 given as our third number. We have our fourth number, fifth number, the sixth, and the seventh, including the missing what? The missing number. Okay, so we use the same concept. I said you think about the operation that these people applied. You see the difference. Okay, you can see the difference from 20 to 18. What is the difference? Because here they were talking about subtraction. What is the difference? You can see that this number is also doing what? It is reducing. That means from 20 to 18 they should have applied subtraction. From 18 to 15 they applied some subtraction. From 15 to 13 there is some subtraction. So your only way of understanding this is to see how did they come up with 18, how did they come up with 15. So we are saying we are going to subtract our first number from the second number. So when we say 20 minus what? 20 minus 18, shall be able to get a what? To get a 2. Then here we say our 18, which is given, minus what? Minus 15. You get the answer as what? As 3. So here you can see the first number and the second number, they used a difference of 2. The third number, they use a difference of 3. Okay, that means for these three numbers, they are giving us a formula that when they are applying, they first started with a 2. There is a difference of 2. On the second on the second number there is a difference of 3. That means we shall be using this as our hierarchy or as our method. The first number they subtracted it from, there is a difference of 2. The third number there is a difference of 3. We shall still apply it here. Okay, so from a 15 to 13 they got a difference of what? Of 2. From 13 to 10 they got a difference from 13 to 10 there is a difference of 3. That means they are using our first number, they subtracted 2, they got the difference, which is 18. 18 minus 3 you get 15. 15 minus 2 you get 13. 13 minus 3 you get 10. Okay, so you can see that from here it is giving us a difference of 2 to 3, 2 to 3, 2 to 3. So here we shall still use now the same what? The same concept. So here we shall be able to say 10 minus 8 shall be, there is a difference of what? Of 2. Then here we shall also get a difference of what? Of 3. This answer, which is 8 minus 3, shall be able to get 5. If we had another number here as our missing number, we are going to subtract 5 from 2, because that is the what? That is the formula for us to come up with the answer. Okay, hope everyone is picking something. Let's proceed to our next what? Our next example. Yes, here now I've been given our what? I've been given an assignment for us to start doing according to what we have understood from the above. They are telling us fill in the missing what? The missing number. Here is now the problem that we are going to solve. Hope everyone is seeing it and you are driving answers. Hope you have your pen, hope you have your pencil or your paper around. You can put in this number. We have a 1, we have a 3, we have a 5, we have 7, we have a 9, we have 11, we have a 13. So they want us to find this missing number. 3 of them. there is a missing number here, there is a missing number here, there is a missing number here. So we need to find out how we can get these numbers which are what? Which are missing. Okay, so we shall first think about these two concepts. So far we first dealt with addition as a way how we can find out our missing numbers. We also talked about subtraction as a way how we can get our missing numbers. So as I said, when they give you a question, they will not tell you that here we are using addition or here we are using subtraction, but it is up to you to see what did they use. Like this number, is it increasing or it is reducing? Let's have a look at it. Is it increasing or it is reducing? The answer is it is increasing, because from a 1 to 3, a 3 to a 5, a 5 to 7, 7 to 9, 11 to 13, you can see that this number is what? Is increasing. So when our number is increasing, that means they applied what? They applied addition. They are adding certain numbers to come up with this. That's what we are going to solve right now. We also have our next number here. It is starting from 25. Then the next number is 23. The third number is 20. Then there is 18 and 15. What is the logic here? Is this number reducing or it is increasing? Okay, it is what? It is reducing. That means on this number we shall be able to apply some subtraction. Okay, let's go ahead and start doing this number. Okay, let me get my pen tool here, as everyone also should be able to get his pen, because we are going to do it together. Okay, I've got a pen here. So we are going to start from here. We are going to do it together. We have our first number as 1, and we have our third number as 3. Okay, so let us first see out and see how did they come up with a 3. Which number can be added to 1 and we come up with a 3? Okay, so you can draw your thing like this. Say which number can be added to 1 and we get a 3. Okay, which number? We can say plus 2. If we add a 2 plus 1, we can come up with a 3. Okay, so we also have our answer as what? Our answer as a 3. We also ask ourselves which number can be added to 3 to come up with a 12. Okay, we have a what? We have a 2. Still, when we add a 2 plus 3, we can come up with a what? With a 5. Okay, then you also ask yourself, our next number is what? Our next number is 7. Which number can be added to 5 and we get a 7? The answer is what? The answer is true, is a 2. Okay, also ask yourself until this number is what? Is solved. Okay, so when you do the first three attempts, you can be able to see the formula that was used. That means here they were adding this, they were adding these numbers by 2. They just added 2, they added 2, they added 2, they added 2 for us to come up with our next number. So we are going to use that concept and get our missing numbers. So that means here we have a 2, here we also have a 2, then here we are going to have our what? Our 2. Okay, we added a 2 to 9 to get 11. We added a 2 to 11 to get 13. Okay, then here we are going to add a 2 plus 13. Okay, what is 2 plus 13? We shall come up with, who knows the answer? Okay, shall come up with a 15. Then we are also going to make our difference as a 2. Okay, I mean our addition as 2, because this one we are just adding. Okay, so when you add a 2 plus 15, you come up with 17. So when you add up our 2 plus 17, we shall be able to come up with 19. Okay, so you can see that this is the concept of getting our three missing numbers. You look out at which number can be added to a 1 to get a 3, which number can be added to a 3, you get a 5. Okay, we found out that it is a plus what? A plus 2. Okay, I think this one is solved, and this is the right what? The right answer. Then you can also see out our next number. We said this next number of ours, it is reducing. That means they are applying somewhat some subtraction. So we are going to look out and see from 25 to 23, which number was subtracted for them to come to 23. Okay, which number was subtracted from that, from 25 to 23? We have a difference of what? A difference of 2. So in so writing this number, you say minus 5, because when you subtract 5 from I mean when you subtract 25 from 2, you shall be able to get 23. The same, you come and apply it. Okay, you also apply to each and every number given, because this is what is going to give you the what? Your next missing numbers. Okay, so this is a 2. Okay, what is 20? What is the difference between 23 and 20? Okay, which number was there? Which number is this? Here we can see that there is a difference. Okay, the difference from there is that for there we first used our 2 and we got a 23. Okay, but here we can see they have not used only 2, they are using different what? Different numbers. Okay, which number can you subtract from 23 to get a 20? It is a what? Someone with an answer? It is a 3. When you subtract 23 from 3, you'll be able to get 20. Okay, then you also look at the difference from 20 to 18. Which number can be subtracted from 20 to get 20? I mean 18. Okay, we see it is a what? It is a 2. It is a what? It is a 2. Then you also ask yourself, which number can be subtracted from 18 to get 15? We have a minus what? A minus. Okay, minus 3. So all these one are what? All these are minuses. Okay, then also, because now here we have seen that they are using a concept of subtracting a 2, they also subtract a 3, they subtract a 2, they subtract a what? A 3. So also here we shall be able to subtract a what? A minus 2. Here we shall be able to come up with 13. Okay, 13. Then here we are also going to subtract a what? 3. Okay, we are using a 3 because it is what is the it is the structure that they have been using, or it is the sequence that they have been using for us to get the answer. So yeah, yes, we are going to say minus 3, we shall be able to get our what? Our 10. Okay, then here we shall be able to say minus what? Minus 2. Okay, then here we shall be able to get 8. If we had another number here, that number could be what? We are going to subtract a 3. Okay, say this could be minus what? Minus 3. Then minus 3 shall be able to get 5. Okay, so this is how we come up with missing numbers, finding out the missing numbers in a what? In a sequence. This is the method that you can use. In a recap of what we have said, we said you look out for which number you first see, are these numbers increasing? Number 1. If they are increasing, that means you are going to apply addition or the sum of those numbers. Okay, so you also ask yourself, they are increasing from 1 to 3, which number can be added? You get it. From a 3, which number can be added? You get it. Okay, then also here we are saying when you see a number is reducing, you know that number you're going to use subtraction. All right, so finally that's how we can solve these numbers using number sequences and addition and subtraction. Let's proceed to the next. For here I would say thank you very much for watching this video. Please, you can check out on our playlist on the recent or upcoming lessons that you might have missed. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get more upcoming lessons for all subjects. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a nice moment.